Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Chris Weidman, and thanks for checking out my channel. This is a highlight from my podcast, Won't Back Down. But before we begin, I just want to give a shout out to my podcast presenting sponsor, BioXcellerator. BioXcellerator is a world leader in stem cell therapy and regenerative medical research. Through the use of their powerful golden stem cells, they help patients heal from joint and orthopedic injuries, autoimmune disorders, spine and disc damage, and neurological trauma. I'm actually going to be going out to Medellin, Colombia in the end of August, and I'm super excited to get some of those treatments on my leg. Thanks again to BioXcellerator for helping me create Won't Back Down, which you could also find wherever you get your podcasts.
My anxiety was not as bad when, during my injury and recovery, I think I just accepted, I think guilt is a big part of anxiety. If I'm not training, now I have all these different trainers too, because I go to my MMA gym, but then I also go to my boxing gym, and then I do all my strength training, and then I go, and I go to jujitsu. So if I'm let's say I have my schedule and I'm this is my schedule and I plan it out. And Thursday I train with my, MMA coach, and he's like, okay, let's hit pads tomorrow. And then I'm like, okay. Even though I was supposed to go to boxing, but okay. I get this guilt that oh, I didn't they're thinking something of me.
She's not committed.
So, she's not. Yes.
Yeah,
and if
that pisses me off more than anything. I'm with you, because they have no idea. Yeah, go ahead.
When I didn't when I was recovering from my knee surgery, it was it was very straightforward. I could only every day I was committed, and every day I would do my knee exercises, and I put my the stim and the leg boots and the icing, and I did everything for recovery, but I didn't have to think so much, and I didn't feel like I was getting pulled in all these different directions. And I think really I need to just almost have conviction and be this is my schedule, and not let anyone else make me feel guilty about it. And not that they're trying to make me feel guilty, it's just I feel with coaches, it's out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. Oh, you trained yesterday? Well, you didn't train with me, so you didn't train.
I know. Yeah. Do you have one head coach really, or it's kind of just everyone's split? Everyone's kind of the same level of a coach to you?
No, I do have one main coach, Mike Valley, and he's awesome and I love him. But then, like I said, I think too, I don't know if everybody understands the knee injury or the recovery. If I'm oh, well, I trained really hard yesterday and my knee's a little inflamed, so I'm just going to do jiu-jitsu today. I'm just going to do technique.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I'll go to the gym and it's I don't want to make excuses. I don't want to be hey, just my knee's not 100% yet.
Yeah.
You go to the MMA practice, so it's you being there means okay, you're here, you're ready to go.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I almost felt guilty having restrictions, or having to tell my training partner, hey, be careful with my knee, or
Yeah, you have to. You're the one that's in charge of your career. There's only one Felice Herrig, and you've accomplished tons in your career. And the people in the gym, for the most part, probably look up to you, and will never be able to accomplish the things you've accomplished. And in order to accomplish more, you need to be I'm doing what is best for me. You need to be selfish. You cannot worry about anybody else's feelings. The strength coach is upset because you didn't go to him, and you were set to go with him on Monday, and you decided to do jiu-jitsu, or you decided to take an off day out of nowhere. You called him an hour before.
Yeah.
I deal with this crap all the time. And it bothers me a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's whatever. You have to realize in your head, you're a hard ass worker. You wouldn't be where you are without that. So if anybody's questioning your work ethic, screw them. That's their own insecurity, or them just trying to be a good coach, being on top of you, and it's annoying, because when you are hard work and you're doing everything you possibly can to be the best you can be, and you got, the strength coach or the jiu-jitsu coach calling you up as if you're kind of not working hard, and he has no idea what you're doing and what you're dealing with, and the pains and everything. don't worry about them at all. It's you. That's it. It's about you and getting your training in, and they're on the team or they're not. And they have to trust you. They have to trust you that you're doing the best you possibly can every day. And if your body's telling you not to go to jiu-jitsu today, don't go to jiu-jitsu today. And you can't feel bad about you not going.
I think that's the problem is I do feel bad, and I need to like find a way to be like, well, why do I feel bad? Like I'm listening to my body. Like that's smart, because there's been times where, like, for instance, my ACL, I felt terrible that day. And I went to the gym and I tore my ACL.
Yeah.
You know? And so I know it's like I have to trust my body. And then I feel like because I have this routine, if I'm like, well, I was supposed to box on Friday and now I'm doing jujitsu, I almost feel like I didn't train. Because I'm like, I was supposed to box today, you know?
You gotta move right on. You gotta move on. I'm actually the same way I'm kind of very similar with that. I feel bad too. And when I have my schedule set, like I'm doing that. But that's what makes us, I think, high level, is because when we say we're going to do something, we're going to do it. But when it falls apart and it just so happens not to make sense to go to this next workout, you can't be afraid or to open up your mouth and say, hey, I can't, spar today. My knee's killing me. It's not smart. You should be able to say that with a clear conscience without worrying about what they're thinking of you. And at the end of the day, I think we're all human. We're probably going to feel that way anyway. But at least me as a fighter telling you as a fighter, I deal with the same crap, and it's all bullshit. It's all about you, and you're where you're at for a reason. You're a hard ass worker, and you're going to do what's best for you. And every coach has to understand that. It is tough when you have multiple coaches. I deal with the same stuff.
It does make me feel better when I hear it from another person like you. Like, I mean, I should feel okay, like not, hearing it, but like, outside perspective from somebody who actually knows.
Yeah.
Helps.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't I couldn't go to my dad and tell him this stuff. Cause then if he tells me and he could tell me the same thing you told me, but I wouldn't listen because I'm like, yeah, you don't know, you haven't been through it. Like,
It goes for the same thing with like anxiety, unless you start feeling like you're a crazy person, but you don't realize that everybody's dealing with crap like this, and I'm a fighter who deals with the same stuff you deal with. And it's normal to feel that way, but you know where you have to be. And that's it. Yeah. It's completely normal to start feeling bad, but as long as you know in your head, like you understand why you feel bad and why you really shouldn't feel bad, that's it. And you move on.
That's what, it is what mindfulness. I've been trying to work on like a lot of mindfulness and stuff. Like you can have a thought and you listen, you accept it, and then you just let it go. Like always trying to be in the present, but that's hard. You're not supposed to think about the past. You're not supposed to dwell on the past. You're not supposed to think too much on the future. Like you're supposed to be like right here, right now. But it's not always. That's not always easy.
Yeah, but are you? I feel like you're pretty good in the in the present. I feel like you're in the moment.
Right now,
No, but in that moment, in the moment when you're, feeling bad that you're not going to jiu-jitsu. I mean, you're in the moment. It's not because you're thinking about the past or the future, really, right? It's more that you're just feeling guilty because you're not sticking with your routine. This coach might be thinking you're not working as hard as you should. And there's nothing that tears apart a fighter, especially someone who does work hard. Nothing tears us apart more than finding out like someone thinks we're not working hard. Like I feel like that pisses me off more than anything.
Yeah.
And they don't know really what's going on. Bro, if I could do it, I'm there. But I have issues right now. Like why do I have to explain this? But that is something that we all deal with.
I think I'm maybe a little bit more of a baby fighter too. Like maybe I kind of need like coaches to be vocal. Like if I'm doing a good job, like I like to hear I'm doing a good job. Like I don't know if you're like
too.
that. But
no, me too. Oh yeah. Longo used to be better at that. Now he doesn't say many nice things about me anymore.
Really?
I'm kidding. This is a part of the podcast that's going to stay up here just so I can make him feel bad.
My boxing coach is really good at that. And I think too, mentally, that's why I love training with him, is because I mean, if I do shit, like if I'm not doing good that day or I'm doing something wrong, he will tell me, and he will push me. But if I'm doing something good, or if I'm hitting hard, or if my, technique is really good, like he'll tell me that. And I think it's encouraging. And I think that that's like the relationship like you want, like with a coach too,
Yeah, I think there's all different types of coaches. And I think some coaches are good for some athletes and some coaches are better for other athletes. Some people just relate better to someone basically, breaking them down every single second and telling them how bad, how they're not working hard and they need to be, you need to push harder. If I'm hearing that, I am not happy. Like I don't respond well. Like I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm not working hard now. Like it wouldn't elevate my game.
No, that would like depress me. That doesn't pump me up or motivate me. Breaking me down is good. Like I'm like one of those fighters. I like to grind. I like to work hard. Like I like to be pushed. Like you can get in my face and be like, come on, you got one more, but not like, come on, pussy. Come on, is that all you got? Like I don't respond to that. Yeah. But like encouraging me, like, like, come on, you can do it. You can do it. Like that encourages me, but not like negative. Like you can't like get down on me and make me feel like I'm not like working hard. Then I'll probably cry. I don't really cry at the gym a lot. I have a really good poker face.
Well, yeah, I think me too. I don't like if I'm sprinting, let's just say we're doing sprints and I'm sprinting as hard as I possibly can. And you got like a coach yelling out, come on, you got more than that. Are you kidding me? I do not like that. I'm like, because I am trying my hardest and I am going as fast as I possibly can. And so for you to act as if there's nothing left. I'm giving everything I have like on my own. So shut the fuck up.
That like, I know what you mean that, like, especially when like you're giving it your all and it's clear, you're like, can't you tell?
Thanks for watching today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please let us know in the comments below. Won't Back Down is also available as a podcast, so feel free to give us a follow wherever you get your podcasts.